Let's take a look at mean absolute deviation, or sometimes you will see us or hear us refer to it as the MAD, because it will drive you mad, not because it's an impossible topic to learn, but that there's so many little steps that it is easy to make mistakes and have to start over again. So the mean absolute deviation is the average distance between each data value and the mean. So we are going to find the mean, and then we're going to figure out, okay, on average, how far is each number away from that mean, to see is the data really spread out from each other, or is everything relatively close and similar? Okay, so we've got some steps up here. It's going to make more sense when we actually put it into action. So let's look at problem 1. Okay, it says round to the nearest tenth. We're going to do that for the mean to make it easier for the MAD. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate the mean. So I'm going to add these up. We've got 58 plus 88 plus 40 plus 60 plus 72 plus 66 plus 80 plus 48 equals 512 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 values is 64. So our mean is a whole number. We don't need to worry about rounding. Now what we're going to do, and we have some lines there for you, is we're going to figure out how far is each number away from the mean. And remember, distance is always going to be positive. It doesn't matter if I turn right or left, I'm walking a positive distance. I can walk 5 feet to the right, 5 feet to the left, it's going to be 5. So if you get a negative value when you plug it in, just ignore the negative. So for example, if I'm doing this in the calculator, maybe you can do it in your head, I'm just going to take my mean of 64 minus 58, and I get 6. And I'm going to keep with the mean each time. So if I do 64 minus 88, I get negative 24, but I'm just writing it as 24, because that time the 58 is 6 below, the 88 is 24 above. 64 minus 40 is 24. 64 minus 60 is 4. 64 minus 72 is, ignore the negative, is 8. 64 minus 66 is 2. 64 minus 80 is 16. And 64 minus 48 is 16. So this is how far each number is away from that middle value, the mean. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find the mean, or the average of those distances. So I am going to add those distances up on my calculator. So 6 plus 24 plus 24 plus 4 plus 8 plus 2 plus 16 plus 16. And I get a sum of 100. Since we are finding the mean, we got to divide by the number of values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It should still be 8 values. And when I divide that, I get 12.5 for the MAD. Let's try another example. First thing we need to do, calculate the mean. So 0 is included. 0 plus 15 plus 8 plus 11 plus 9 plus 7 plus 10. Okay, that is 60. My biggest recommendation is double check when you're plugging this in, or if you're using a scientific calculator, pay close attention to the numbers as they're going in. Because if your mean is wrong, then all the work that you do after is going to be wrong. Divided by, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 values. Okay. Which I get about 8.5714 and so on. we don't want to have to use all of these decimal values. That'd be a lot of work to fit up here. So instead I'm going to round to the nearest tenth. My 7 tells me to round my 5 up to a 6. So our mean is going to be about 8.6, and that's what we're going to use when we calculate the distances. You might be able to do this in your head. If not, it's definitely helpful to have a calculator. So 8.6 minus 0 is 8.6. 8.6 minus 15 is 6.4. 8.6 minus 8 is 0.6. 8.6 minus 11 is 2.4. 8.6 minus 9 is 0.4. 8.6 minus 7 is 1.6. 8.6 minus 10 is 1.4. All right, now let's add up those distances. It's very easy to make mistakes when you've got decimals and forget a decimal value. So be careful. We got 8.6 plus 6.4 plus 0.6 plus 2.4 plus 0.4 plus 1.6 plus 1.4. When I add that up, I get 21.4. And we divide by the number of values, which should be the same, 7 values. And I get a long decimal, 3.0571. I'm going to round to the nearest tenth. The 5 tells me to round my 0 up to a 1. So about 3.1. Okay. Number 3. Here are the travel times of 12 randomly chosen New Yorkers. So let's go ahead and find the mean. I am adding up 43 plus 20 plus 30 plus 5 plus 60 plus 15 plus 45 plus 30 plus 40 plus 57 plus 20 plus 10 gives me 375. They said 12 New Yorkers, but I'm going to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. When I divide that, I get 31.25, but remember we want to round to the nearest tenth, so that's going to become 31.3, and that's the value we're going to use when we find our distances. So I am plugging into my calculator. 31.3 minus 43 is 11.7. 31.3 minus 20 is 11.3. 31.3 minus 30 is 1.3. 31.3 minus 5 is 26.3. 31.3 minus 60 is 28.7. 31.3 minus 15, 16.3. Minus 45, 13.7. Minus 30 is 1.3. Minus 40 is 8.7. Minus 57 is 25.7. Minus 20 is going to be 11.3. Minus 10 is going to be 21.3. So now we have all my distances. I'm going to add them up. 11.7 plus 11.3 plus 1.5 plus 26.3 plus 28.7 plus 16.3 plus 13.7 plus 1.3 plus 8.7 plus 25.7 plus 11.3 and 21.3, which gives us 177.8 divided by those 12 numbers gives us a long decimal, 14.816 repeating, which I'm going to round to 14.8. And one more, just to make sure that we got the habit in. Let's go ahead and find our mean first. So I'm adding these up, 63 plus 44 plus 55 plus 48 plus 49 plus 65 is 324. Divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 values. Which is 54. Then we're going to find the distances. Sorry, that's our mean. 54 minus 63 is 9. 54 minus 44 is 10. 54 minus 55 is 1. 54 minus 48 is 6, minus 49 is 5, minus 65 is 11. So let's go ahead and add these up. 9 plus 10 plus 1 plus 6 plus 5 plus 11 gives us a sum of 42 divided by the 6 values would give us a MAD of 7.